Hey everybody, this is Josh from CollectionDX.com. Today we're going to review a lightsaber, and I have some other lightsabers. We have two that we built at Galaxy's Edge, and one that was a very early master replicas, the kind without the removable blade. But I've never really delved into the modern custom lightsaber scene. And that's what we're gonna do today with kind of, it seems like an entry-level saber into this dueling saber system. This is by a company called DamienSaber. And this is the baselit XRGB 3.0 saber, and it retails for about $155. And it comes from China. And it's, it's an original design. It's not entirely based on any other character, but it's very cool, and I thought we'd go through it and just look at the hilt first. So this is all metal. It's very metal. The whole thing is no plastic here. There's some nice etched. This reminds me of Naruto a little bit, this cloud thing, but it's a very cool etched look to it. You can see that it's just kind of turned metal and etched. You have the speaker here at the end. A lot of fine threads there. But there's the speaker at the end. And there's one button we can look at here. And a USB-C charger, so it's all charged by a USB. And each part, does sort of come apart. I'd imagine that they sell parts where you can customize this. But there's the rechargeable battery. There's also a place here for an SD card that you could upgrade it with new sounds. So that's pretty neat. And it's all accessible, very easy to do. Inside the hilt, you can see the lights, the emitter, I believe that's what it's called. And the way that you attach the blade here is there are some screws, 3 in all, and the blade just sort of fits in, and you just secure it with those screws. This is not one of those LED blades that has the LEDs that run the length of the blade. This is just it's called a baselit blade. So that means it's lit from the base and the whole blade goes from there. So you can see that's no electronics going on in the tube. You just kind of attach it in like so, and they give you a little Allen wrench for you to clamp down. I wouldn't go too hard, but supposedly these are dueling sabers. I guess there's competitions and everything, and you get points and stuff. I won't be doing that, but I just like cool lightsabers, and I love Star Wars stuff, and I love so far this saber is awesome. I'm really into it. And let's crank it down another crank. Yeah. So you can see that's not going anywhere. Okay. The controls are all limited to this button. So what I mean by that is that there are different modes and sound changes and color changes, and they're all done with a combination of this button and motion. So if you just want to start it up,
power on.
And notice how loud that is. That just turns it on. And then you hit it again, and there's your blade. Now, if you hold it for one blank,
color change.
You can get colors that are changing, and it'll just change on its own. And when you like it, you just
color selected.
Right? There are different ways to change the volume, all kinds of fun stuff. I also need to show you the Bluetooth connected app part of this whole saber. So I have downloaded the app for this one's for iOS. You just turn it on. It's a little loud. Let me adjust that volume.
Volume level 12%.
Much more reasonable now, isn't that cool? You can do some of the effects. You can choose the color from anywhere on this color wheel. You can even specify your RGB values. You can change the fonts pretty easily. You just choose font select on the app.
The Dark Sword. The Assassin. The Knight. Wanderer. The Protector. The Dark Empress.
You can, what else can you do in here? You can do
Color
an
change.
infinite color change from there, and it'll just do its own thing. You can do a bunch of stuff. There's all different options down here for fine-tuning brightness, flash on clash sensitivity, how long until it times out. You can install custom fonts. It tells you your battery power and what saber's connected. It's just super neat, this app.
Wanderer. Double Agent. Truly Lost.
It's so cool. And then I can hit the... Yeah, it's just super neat. So if you get one of these, get the app, download it, and you can Bluetooth control your lightsaber. Super cool. And if you want to, you can just turn it off. All right, one press. What's the light?
Mute. Volume high. Unstable.
So I did two presses. Now we're in that mode. So you can see unstable has, the blade's got a little flicker to it. Turn it off again. All right, let's go.
Pulse.
All right, now pulse. Seems kind of normal. Turn it off again.
Steady.
3 changes the blade mode.
Clash off.
So what that means, notice there's no clashing effects. And then there's this. Push down and push. Woo. See how different that is? See all different sounds now. Let's turn it off. Hold it down. So there's a twisting motion when the blade's off. And you can point it up. Do it that way as well. An easier way I found to do this is just turn it off. 10 seconds. Until it makes a
The
noise.
Protector.
Now those things are called fonts, and they're sets of sounds. And you can go through them all. There's how many are there? There's 16 that are coming with this.
Wanderer.
Oh yeah, you can trigger these sounds. Like blaster fire. You can go through all of them.
The Knight.
I'm not going to show you all 16 fonts because there's a lot. And again, you can download and buy new fonts, put them on an SD card, and go to town. But so it's great. I love the way this feels. It's nicely weighted. I will say the blade's a little longer than some of my other sabers, and I'll show you a comparison in a minute. Another thing that I wanted to mention is, because this is a baselit saber, there's some inconsistencies in the color in the blade. Let me find a different color.
The assassin.
So, notice towards the tip here, we get a little ring of color at the end of the shaft. So it's just a little, I don't know, it has a definite ridge at the end. And it's a more of a oblong shape than the rest of my sabers that I own. These never show up quite right on camera. Rest assured, this blade in reality is like a full solid red, but it's hard to catch that on these cameras. But it really is very, very red. So let's compare this to some of my other sabers. So here are 3 different sabers that we can compare. First is, like I said, this is an old Master Replicas Darth Vader. Nothing wrong with that. It's very nice. The blade isn't removable. And this one, again, has a whole clear section on the tip that doesn't illuminate. Okay. And then we have the Galaxy's Edge. Again, very nice saber. Very heavy. But again, has that bit at the tip that just doesn't light up. And then, of course, we have this one, which the sound just drowns out all the other ones. And you can see here that the end of that blade is just so much longer than the other ones and is an entirely different shape, right? So it's really its own thing. But you can see these have that nice sequential shut off, but this one, when you just shut it off, it just fades out, you know, so they are a little different. So while I do like the DamienSaber one a lot, I kind of wish I had gotten the version that had the LED blade, because that's really the only thing that I feel like I'm missing here on this one. Everything else is just phenomenal. The ability to change colors and fonts, the motion control is way better. It has a nice feel to it. It's a lot less clunky than these other ones in terms of, this is like when they say it was an elegant weapon for a more civilized age. Well, this feels elegant. And I love that, those 2 batteries. This one, USB-C, charge it. And another great thing about this is you can use the app. So there's an app you can download for iOS or Android that will connect to the Saber via Bluetooth. And you can access all those fonts directly, but you can also access a few different blade modes. And, you can just do because inside here there's also like blaster fire effects and different, music effects that you can access directly in the app without having to kind of figure out like, which version of this do I have to hit to make it do that, right? That requires a little bit of practice and patience. Even I clearly don't have it down yet. So I think it's a good introduction to advanced lightsabering, and it's by no means a beginner blade in terms of function and features. And I know like some of these custom lightsabers can be in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars, $800 for some of them. It's just ridiculous how much some of those cost. This is a reasonably affordable way to get into this, and I am super happy with it. So if you like this, link in the description, go check out DamienSaber.com. And there's other ones there, all different kinds. They kind of all use the same board inside, I think. But, the differences come into the style of hilt, the style of blade, etc. So this has been Josh from CollectionDX. Thanks for watching.